You are muted.
Pledge
You can mute
allegiance
or
to the
unmute
flag
yourself by pressing
United
star
States of
6.
America,
and to the republic
for which
for which it
it
stands, one
stands,
nation,
one nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
liberty,
liberty and justice for all. All right, can we have the roll call, please?
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman Nolan,
Here.
Anthony Wazinski,
Here.
Paul Abbey. Mr. Abbey,
Paul?
no?
Wait, is he? Let's just
Thought
check.
I saw him in the waiting room.
He may be
Here.
muted. There he is. Okay,
Oh,
he's there.
okay, Mr. Abbey. Christine D'Agostino,
Christine, are you there?
I don't see her.
Okay,
and Samuel Delgado.
Here.
great. Okay, and can you also
I-
let us know who else is present, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Also in attendance at this meeting are James Polis, the Director of the MCIA, David Samuels from CME Associates, Managing Partners, and our engineer, Paul Matissera, Recycling Director, William Brennan, the MCIA Chief Financial Officer, Carol Burns, Senior Project Manager, and myself, Carol Berlin. I'm with the General Counsel's Office to the MCIA.
Very good, thank you. And can you do the sunshine law for us, please?
This meeting today conforms with Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, called the Open Public Meeting Act, and as per the requirements of the statute, notification of the meeting was published in the Star Ledger and Home News Tribune and filed with the Clerk of Middlesex County.
Thank you. Jim Polos, do we have any correspondence?
No general correspondence, Chairman.
Okay, and other than what's in our packet, do we have any other financial reports or anything else to report in that regard?
No, sir, we do not.
All right, and do we have a recycling report?
I believe we do. Paul, are you available to provide that? Chairman, I'm not sure.
That's okay. All right, so we'll keep moving.
I can provide very briefly. I could just indicate to you that service continues to be in good form and fashion. I think the staff and team are doing a great job with the contractor. And now that the weather has cleared up, it makes certainly the work that much easier to be able to.
Okay, and our Ann Rowan, who is usually our attorney, is out sick right now, so we're going to ask Carol to step in and give us sort of an abbreviated redevelopment report, please.
Certainly.
Sorry, I just got on. I
Oh.
just came back from urgent care. Sorry.
Okay.
There's a trooper for you.
So
I know. I rushed here. I dropped off my prescription and rushed here.
Oh, God. All right, well,
Chairman,
we
let the record
appreciate it.
reflect that Commissioner D'Agostino has joined us.
All right, way to go, Christine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Carol,
And
redevelopment
The
report?
redevelopment report, certainly. Cancer Pavilion project, the ownership of the site was transferred to the development entity, Cancer Pavilion Redevelopment Associates, and it was closed on January 7th, 2021. Final site plan approval was granted by the New Brunswick Planning Board at a public meeting on January 12th, 2021. The design, development, architectural, and engineering drawings were issued on January 31, 2021 for review by the project committee. And design development level drawings were also issued for comprehensive equipment program, furnishings, and audiovisual equipment. Project schedule remains on stones. July 2021 commenced excavation, April 2022 commenced structure, January 2023 building enclosed, still with a substantial completion date of July 2024. Next project is Jersey Avenue School Project. Ownership of the site was transferred to the development entity, and the project funds were deposited in an escrow account as part of the overall project closing on January 7, 2021. The architect has issued schematic plans and commenced design development phase of project. Building design will continue to be reviewed with the Board of Ed Facilities Committee and Parent Community Advisory Committees as it advances. Project has received preliminary and final site plan approval from the New Brunswick Planning Board at a public meeting held February 11, 2021, and the resolution memorializing the same is expected to be considered at their next meeting. That is all I have, Chairman.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, Tim Polos, do we have any old business? I'm sorry. Yep.
No, Chairman, no old business. Just to also update you, we're continuing to work through the process on the our train station project in North Brunswick. We're continuing our vetting process for engineer selection and design selection, and hopefully we'll have some action on that as early as next month.
Okay, great. And under new business, you have something to report?
No, nothing new to report, sir.
Oh, what about operations update from Executive Director James Polos, it says on there?
I will be happy to provide that. So as I told you, the recycling program is moving along smoothly. We're also in the process right now of working out details for our leaf recycling program. We're up for our contract renewal for that service. That's the leaf collection program that we do, where communities are able to we provide them a service to collect their leaves, then they bring them to certain facilities and we bundle them together and have a contract on that. So we're working through the details of that to go out to bid for that new additional service. And as I mentioned to you, quite a bit of work going on to finalize some details with respect to the selection process for our engineer. It's entailed our kind of sometimes weekly and certainly monthly meetings and discussions with Amtrak and New Jersey Transit and the partners that are involved in that very important project for North Brunswick and for the county. And we're making quite a bit of progress in that regard as well. We also sent out just this past week a letter to our communities as we're going to initiate once again our capital lease equipment program. This is a wonderful program that's been ongoing with the MCIA for years, where the MCIA can provide funding under the statute to allow communities to lease certain equipment, which they normally would not be able to do. Many communities take advantage of it for things like fire engines, police cars. They can also use it for other capital equipment and capital projects. It's a highly successful program, very well received by the communities. And with the way interest rates are and so forth today, we hope that we're going to be able to provide them some great financing opportunities. And that's all I have to report, sir.
Very good, thank you. Carol, discussion of resolutions?
Thank you, Chairman. There are only two on for this evening. 8A is the resolution that names representatives of the MCIA as commissioners to the Middlesex County Joint Insurance Fund. They are Donna Smith, who will be representing the Roosevelt Care Centers, Mr. Brennan, our CFO, and Mr. John Delgado is named as an alternate. Resolution 8B names Millennium Administrators to serve as the account managers of the MCIA Medicare Retiree Drug Subsidiary Program.
Okay, thank you.
Since there are only two, would you like to take them as consent agenda, Chairman?
Yes, we will do that.
Okay. Can we have a motion and a second, please, for consent agenda?
I'll make a motion.
I second it.
Okay. And I will call the roll. Chairman Nolan,
Yes.
Anthony Rosinski,
Yes.
Paul Abbey,
Yes.
Christine D'Agostino,
Yes.
Samuel Delgado.
Sam's muted. Sam, unmute yourself.
Yes.
There he is.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry about
Resolution's passed, Chairman.
Thank you.
Chairman, may I
yes.
also be heard, please, before we do the minutes?
Sure.
Thank you. It was brought to our attention by Mr. Rosinski that there was an error in the minutes that we originally provided for the February 10th, 2021 meeting. The error has been corrected and you received revised minutes this afternoon. So I would just want to make it clear that you are voting to approve the revised minutes of February 10, 2021.
Very good. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion. Second.
All right. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? None. So it will pass. All right, so now we move on to public comments on the resolutions. We'll take you in order, and we'll ask you to please identify yourself and where you're from. So is our administrator got somebody there? Somebody with their hand up? Okay.
Yeah, yes, Chairman, I'll mute that individual.
Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Yes, hello, Chairman, Charlie Cradaville, New Brunswick,
Hello,
New Brunswick
Charlie.
today. Can you,
Hello,
Good to be
Charlie,
with
I
you.
can hear you.
okay, great. Yeah, just for the record, for people who want to speak, you press *9 to raise your hand. I only had one question about these resolutions. The first one through you, Mr. Chair, for Mr. Delgado. Is there any relation between him and John Delgado?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, there's your answer.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I had on the resolution. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Charlie. I see another hand up.
No, there are. Yes, there is. I apologize, Chairman. I will unmute that individual.
Hi. Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're from?
I finally got unmuted. Thank God.
Hello.
I've been on for the whole meeting. I want you to know that. And I'm trying to get unmuted in this thing. The host wouldn't unmute me. So thank God. Hey, thank God, Charlie. You told me about *9. That helped out. I didn't know that. So anyway, I'm finished now, and I'll listen to the rest of the meeting. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Glad you made it. All right. Anybody else?
I don't see any other hands, Chairman.
Okay, so then we will move on to the approval of the resolutions. So I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the resolutions.
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? None. So it shall pass. All right, now we move to payment of vouchers. Motion to pay vouchers?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? None opposed. All right, so now we will move to the public session. Charlie, what do you got?
Just saw the hand go up now, Chairman.
All right, let Charlie in there.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, good evening once again. I have a few questions for you. Thank you for the opportunity. First, I'll say I wish a speedy recovery to Ms. Rowan. I want to ask about the county commissioner liaison. Is there someone assigned to that? Is it still Ken Armwood?
Jim Polos?
That is correct, Chairman. It is still Commissioner Armwood.
There you go.
Okay.
Yes, Charlie.
And I used to attend your meetings when you had them in person. I never saw a member of that board show up. Can you remember any time that a freeholder or commissioner from the county has showed up to one of these board meetings?
Yeah. Jim, who was it that we had? I forgot who we had before Ken
Yes,
Armwood.
we've certainly had freeholders attend our meetings in the past. Clearly, we've been virtual for the last year or so, but we have had freeholders in the past attend meetings. Yes.
Okay. I'll move on to recycling issue. I've been pushing for New Brunswick to get a proper refund for the missed pickups. Can somebody tell me if that's going to happen? And if not, why not?
I thought that was explained last time, either Jim or Paul. Jim, I leave it to you. Do you want to take that, or you want to pass it to
Sure.
Paul?
What I can say is that we've provided Charlie with information that he had requested via email, and as we had said in the last email to him, there are ongoing discussions with the city with respect to that whole issue of the service of that day, the snow emergency, the inability to be able to collect, and the inability to reschedule. So that discussion is ongoing with the city.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you. I'll continue to ask about it, and I hope that the authority can do the right thing here. If the vendor doesn't come through, the city shouldn't be obligated to pay for their services. I do have some questions about the school project. I heard it was mentioned that there's a parents community advisory committee involved. Can anyone tell me who's on that committee?
Charlie, I don't think that's something that we're directly involved in, so I don't think we'd have that answer. Unless, Jim, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we have that answer.
That's correct, Chairman. No, we're not involved with any particular parent committee or anything, no.
Okay, well, I would challenge everybody on the call to try to find out who's on that committee, because, you know, those of us that are actually in the community here in New Brunswick have been trying to find out for, well, almost a year now. And the Board of Ed has kept it a secret, which leads us to believe it may not be people who have the community's best interests at heart on this committee. I'm sure you can understand, you know, whenever governments put together secret committees and can't tell you who's on them, be very cautious. And that seems to be the situation here, where the Robert Wood Johnson folks and DevCo want to create the impression that something's being done in the community's best interest and that the community is okay with it. But all the community members that are speaking at these meetings, at the Board of Ed meetings, and at the planning board meetings, and at the city council meetings are all against it. And the only people that supposedly support this are on a secret committee, and we don't get to know who they are. So I think that, you know, if your attorney is going to make reference to a parents' community advisory committee, you'll want to check those facts and make sure that there's actually a real committee and that they're actually representative of this community. We had a situation where the person who was the president of the PTO at this school, you know, was installed solely to push this bad idea, and then he pulled his kid out of the school and he's not involved anymore. So I'll bet you he's probably one of these people on this parents community advisory committee that's been kept a secret from us. And, you know, just so the MCIA doesn't look foolish, if your attorney is going to talk about it, you should find out if that's you know, actually a community committee that's actually active, or if it's kind of a sham, like so much of the propaganda that was pushed related to this project. And finally, I just do need to ask for an update on the school project. I listened to the whole, you know, presentation, and only heard about a February 11th approval. I was there at the planning board, but I didn't hear anything like we heard for the Cancer Pavilion of a timeline of when construction will commence, when the school might be completed, and when it would open. And I'm concerned that, you know, one project, we got that timeline. The other project, at least not this month, did not hear any updates on construction timeline or delivery. Can somebody enlighten me? Is it still on for the same schedule, still planning to open the new school in August 2023?
Chairman, I can respond to that.
Oh, go ahead, Carol.
I didn't mention it in this meeting because it did not change from the last meeting when Ms. Rowan gave the dates of the timeline. The timeline dates did not change since the prior meeting.
So Charlie, Ann Rowan, who usually is the attorney that appears for our meetings, is unfortunately suffering from COVID, and she's out. So
Oh, no.
Carol stepped in and graciously, thank you, Carol. So that's the best answer Carol has, is that it seems to be on the same timeline as last meeting.
Right, they had, none of the dates have changed.
Well, thank you for the response, and sincerely wish Ms. Rowan a very speedy and full recovery, and thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Charlie. Take care. Do we have anyone else from the public?
No others, Chairman.
All right, I see no others. Then I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Nobody's opposed. Thank you very much. Be
Thank
safe.
you.
Bye-bye, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good week.